That's a new ad from the Center for the Next Generation for their Too Small to Fail movement. The group is trying to bring awareness to challenges that threaten children's well-being. And Mark McKinnon, you're a part of this campaign.
What a powerful commercial.
Something to...
Well, it's Red State, Blue State. I teamed up with Jim Margolis, President Obama's ad guru. This is a Red State, Blue State effort. Here's the interesting thing. In this entire campaign, we talked about old people, we talked about rich people, we talked about women. The issue that never really came up was children, and yet ironically, we know that that's where our future. If we're going to have a vibrant future, we've got to start investing in kids. So, for example, Ann Romney's horse got 9 times more coverage than children's issues did in this campaign. And why? They don't have any lobbyists. They don't vote. There's no constituency behind children. And yet, look at what's happening. 16 million more are in poverty now, children are, since 1962. Health problems have doubled since 1991. A quarter of our kids have chronic health ailments. We're 13th in reading, 19th in science, 23rd in math. So as we're having all these discussions about the fiscal cliff, we need to start thinking about what are our priorities, because that's what, these budget decisions mean we have to make some tough decisions about where to invest. And we know from research, David Brooks writes about this all the time, money spent early on has a much greater return on investment than trying to fix the problem somewhere down the road.
You're a message guy, and I'm going to talk to you as another message guy. The one decision has to be made. You can't just sell, we got to help the children.
Yeah.
It's got to be one of those issues.
Sure.
I know they're all important. It doesn't get you anywhere.
No, I agree. We're just trying to get the people to get their attention.
Is it health care? Is it poverty?
Well, part of the health care is being addressed through the Affordable Care Act. The real issue where you have the real return on investment is early investment in pre-K, early education, nurturing, bonding with mothers, all that kind of early pre-K investment is where the real payoff comes. So that's where I think it's across the board. There's got to be attention across the spectrum about kids, their health, their education, their welfare generally. But I think the real return is going to be the intervention early on between birth and kindergarten.
We talk about entitlement spending versus discretionary spending. And maybe some people's eyes glaze over. But entitlement spending, we're taking care of our seniors. We need to take care of our seniors. Yeah. But you talk about discretionary spending, again, a very, very small part of the budget, that is investment. Yeah. The type of investment you're talking about. And these decisions we make today impact generations that will follow. In 1933, when FDR launched Social Security, seniors were the poorest segment of society.
Right. And now
today they're the wealthiest segment of society. And you know who the poorest segment of society is?
Exactly.
Children.
Yeah.
These decisions we make on budgets impact not just the bottom line.
Seniors are doing great, Joe. That's the secret. We spend so much time talking about it, but they're doing pretty well.
If you look at the big,
per capita, we spend $26,000 per senior. We spend $11,000 on our kids. That's
amazing.
That we need to even that out.
That's a great point, Joe.
Monday on Morning Joe, by the way, we're going to be joined by former White House Budget Director Peter Orszag and Democratic Senator from Ohio, Sherrod Brown.
We got to talk to them about these issues. It's a great point. We don't talk about kids. We don't talk about the poor. Not in these campaigns that we run anymore.
They don't have a lobby.
Yeah. Coming up next, with just 24 days to go until the fiscal cliff deadline, Speaker John Boehner wants negotiations to be just between him and the president. Will this be Washington's last hope of getting a deal done? Keep it right here on Morning Joe.